I prefer not to speak about the days I worked for Coca-Cola. However, I feel that it's my duty to reveal the 6 secrets of this wicked corporation. They are willing to torment people, use them as puppets, torture them, and even take their lives, just to assure their business stayed on top. Not too many years ago, I would say around 2009, I was gaining an acclaim for diligence and impressive skill I displayed. The manager of our Coca-Cola sector promoted me to oversee the newest project that they were testing. It was called Hypercola. Energy drinks were rising in popularity, and Coca-Cola had no product into completing this field type. Hypercola was planned to alter just that. I had a little knowledge to know the ingredients within Hypercola, since I was mainly dealing with the marketing for the project. I knew that the goal, however, was to create an energy drink that was highly addictive. After briefing with the team in developing the beverage, we arrived at the conclusion that the only further thing needed was fan-based opinion. We wanted to gather a widely variety of people to taste the drink. Several people from juvenile to elder, lean to the plump, and even lanky to little to arrive. We also called them the beta testers of our project. They sipped into our cola, and we were rather all pleased. The following taste test, we all placed my estimation of 15 of them into a room. This room was entirely recreational. It possessed 2 basketball hoops, has sides of streaming and twirling on the walls, and even offered several frisbees to toss. The area was quite vast, and offered to plenty of room for exercise. We all peered through the window in interest to see how active Hypercola caused them to be. We saw the elder people speed walk and stand taller, seemingly more active. The juvenile younger people performed highly energetic activities, and strangely one of the shorter beta testers stood in the corner, staring at the wall. It looked rather particular, but it appeared that the drink had made every other person display much more enthusiasm. There was an older couple jogging, 2 younger brothers and sisters, and tossing the frisbee, and even the 2 middle-aged friends competing against each other in a game of one-on-one. But now there stood 2 people fixated in the corner, backs to us. The second person that accompanied the original was much older, looking to be in their 60s at least. Both of the figures were rather short. They stood looking lifeless and hunched over. We wondered if they had been exhausted by the drink, or if they decided to take a break. We weren't really sure, but it gave it an unsettling feeling, and I could tell that something was off. We decided to send an employee to check on the 2 that stood in the corner. As he trekked out through the open room, people looked to be getting more and more exhausted. In fact, on the voyage of 2 standing in the corner, I noticed that there were 3 more joining them. It looked as if the activity was slowly growing into the majority. Once our employee reached a group of beta testers, we all kept our eyes fixated on the area. He slowly shifted his arm to the air, and he gazed directly at the back of the juvenile girl. He lightly tapped on her shoulder, resting only his index finger on her. He spoke, asking, "Ma'am, are you okay?" The girl turned. Her appearance was revolting. She stood there directly staring into the employees, gazing her blood-red eyes in contestability at him. She licked her pale white skin with an alternate grin. Her lips stretched to either side of her face. Her eyelids widened, and her pupils soon encompassed with the borders of her eyes. Pupils dilated, lips flaking, and the skin of empty color. She spoke. "Help!" Her message was delivered with the uneasy tone as she trembled. This was all she could manage to say, before collapsing onto the floor. More of the people piled in, and quickly, the entire group lay staring at the corner of this room. All the employees quickly brought the patients to the quarantine rooms. Once in the separate rooms, these patients were seeming to look nearer and nearer to death. Their skin looked lifeless in coloration, and many of them profusely vomiting this thicky, vicious, neon yellow looking substance. They even began to say insane things and acted like rather unpredictable behavior. One of the employees began violently scratch at the walls and expressed the little signs of stopping. He was intent of what he did, and he looked fearful for his life, and he was begging for every last breath of his life to be released. His peeling lips opened wide, revealing disoriented teeth as he shrieked, "Help! Help!" He continued digging into the walls to the point where his nails snapped and his flesh began to tear. We had workers to run to strap the patient up. However, by the time this happened, his fingers had already exposed the bone onto his hands. His skin peeled back from his fingertips, and his hands were drenched in blood. He was determined to do whatever he was trying. Looking at many patients, they seemed to be slowly going insane. They all rummaged through their rooms, doused in sweat. After a day or two, our medical staff conducted tests on these patients. After a routine of analysis, they confirmed to be an unknown substance coming from the drink that was causing the patient's brain to rot and decay at an considerable rate. However, the only thing keeping them alive was the major amount of hyperactive chemicals within the beverage. Doctors confirmed that they will be able to solve the issue. However, the drink's effects would forever stay latent in their systems. Quickly, the scientists at our company conducted several tests on the beverage, attempting to discover what could have caused the horrible reaction. Unfortunately, there was no explanation, no evidence anywhere. The company swiftly released the patients who faced the effects of the drinks. However, none of them had any memory of the incident. The entire business stood in shock for the next week, and all of us were told not to tell a word of it to anybody. However, unlike the rest of the company, I recently followed the lives of those patients. I researched them and discovered something disheartening. All of them were reported dead after leaving the building. Not a single one was living. That was bad enough. But the disturbing news was they all died the exact same day. The day matched the expiry date on the original Hyper Cola bottles. This was in fact unnerving to me. The drink was obviously quickly thrown under the rug for its high danger. The company, of the course, needed to protect itself. Because of this fame and size, with little trouble doing so, Coca-Cola quickly deleted all traces of Hypercola anywhere. Speculation of its arrival was disregarded, and articles of it on the internet have been forced to be taken down. Also, I've stated as before, everyone in the industry has refused to speak about it. Everyone that has but me. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this article was taken down. After all, Coca-Cola has done a magnificent job of masking this outburst from the public. And that, my little pretties, was Hyper Cola, a Coca-Cola creepypasta written by Pac Procrastination 16. Yeah. My final thoughts on the story. This was actually a pretty good creepypasta. This story is basically about, a company known as Coca-Cola, the popular Coke company or soda company, wanted to release a new drink called Hyper-Cola, which is also known as an energy drink. But unfortunately, when they tested on some people who want to taste test it, it unfortunately does not go well. Like, something immediately starts going wrong when it started off with, to put it bluntly, basically what started it all was the fact that, after the people, the taste testers drink the Hypercola, they ended up going all fine, but then they slowly began having, side effects, dangerous side effects to it. Now, it's unfortunate that this certain thing was, well, gone wrong, actually. I guess this experiment definitely gone wrong, and after people have died or something, they ended up deciding, not to release it. Which I think that would probably be a good thing. I don't even know why anyone would make, Hyper Cola. But I know this is a fictional story. But I definitely would have to say it's definitely a good story for how this all went out, especially with um the whole concept. I mean, I do really find the concept to be pretty good, as well as the good grammar, the sentence structuring, the storyline, basically the story of how everything went out. I mean, it's a pretty good story for how this one really is. Now, I mean, the grammar was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, as well as the sentence structuring. So I definitely have to say, it's a good story, and I recommend you guys take a look at it if you want to. I recommend you guys take a look at this story if you want to find a good story. Now, I know I've been saying that many times, but I definitely have to say, it's a very popular creepypasta. I mean, I've seen a lot of people who've narrate that, one of them being, Mr. Creepypasta, Creeps McPasta, narrated this as well. Dave the Useless. I mean, wow, it's a very popular creepypasta, I'm not gonna lie. It's a super popular creepypasta. So, I know there's a lot of other creepypastas out there, but this one's definitely a popular one that I can definitely guarantee that this one honestly is a pretty good story. So, yeah, I could definitely say that right now that this story was actually pretty good for what this one is. So, I guess with that being the case and with that being said, I'm going to sit here and say this now. I like this story. I found it to be, a good one. It's definitely worth to check out if you want to see some good creepypastas. And I definitely recommend you guys checking this one out. It's a very good popular creepypasta. So, good thing I decided to, read this story because, I was actually looking at, trying to find some good stories, and I'm glad I came across this one. So, like I'm going to say right now, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regarding these creepypastas, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story would have to be I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10. A great creepypasta, definitely well worth it to read it if you are new or, new to creepypastas or want to find some good stories to narrate. I mean, this one I got from the regular Creepypasta Wiki, and it's a really popular story. So I'm not gonna lie, it's a very popular story. It's definitely a story I recommend reading. It's a good one, and I do find this one to be, a good, enjoyable story. Definitely well made for what this one is. I definitely, yeah, I would consider checking it out if you are new to creepypastas. But I have to say, it's still a pretty good story. I still really find the grammar to be good as well as the sentence structuring, the storyline, and everything about it. It's basically that good and well made for what this story really is. So, anyways, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're brand new here to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out.